Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I hope you're well. So you've joined me down at Hamlin Bay. We've come down to basically the end of the island, or the end of the bay I should say, and yeah, I wanted to get another photo of this with the tide out, but unfortunately this is considered low tide today. I'm looking at my app for the tides, so yeah, not great. We're getting covered in sea spray as well. My camera and my lens I can see is getting coated in it. We've got this really strong gust coming off the ocean. I thought it was going to be a bit more sheltered here. On the way round it was really nice and relaxed. Around the front there was chaotic, and it's just basically like it is now, and I'm getting coated, so I'm hoping to go a little bit over to that side of the camera and looking up towards that. I might try and shift around and see if we can get away, and I want to really get the composition of those lines coming up and do a nice long exposure of it. Anyway, I'll get my camera out. Hopefully it doesn't blow over because this wind is strong, and I'm surprised this camera hasn't blown over yet as well. Trying to keep the lens as protected as I possibly can while I'm putting everything on. Yeah, this isn't easy. I have got no idea how I'm going to frame this. I think I'm going to go a nice square crop. I need my French flag to give me shelter from the sun up above. Right, here we go. A little bit of faffing around. Oop. Okay, that sandstone is really soft. So we've got our composition, we've got our focus, we've got our test settings, and now I'm not going to worry about putting on a graduated ND because we've already exposed for the sky, and we've also exposed for the shadow detail as well. So we don't need to worry about any of that. I need to make sure I put this in the right slot. I've done that before. Put it in the wrong slot, had a gap. Yeah, light got in. So just make sure that is all good. 4 minutes 22. Long exposure noise reduction turned on. So it's going to take 8 minutes and 44 seconds to complete this shot. And oh yep, and we need to put our viewfinder cover. So I'll pop that on so we don't get any unwanted light coming through the viewfinder, hitting the prism inside the viewfinder, going into the mirror box, and then going into the sensor. Because yeah, a little bit of a light leak can cause problems. No problem for mirrorless, by the way. So I'll take that shot now. Looking forward to this. I'm gonna have to do this twice. Oh, there's thousands of flies, and literally thousands. Oh no. Cover nose and mouth. Oh, bloody hell. Ah, made it. Ah! Bloody hell! Now I wanted to video this because yeah, this is pretty mental, and I realised I had to do this 3 times because I had to get you back. So, oh, I'm not looking forward to this. These guys are horrible. They go all in your mouth and everything. I'm going to try and shut my mouth and close my nose. Oh, Christ. I don't think it's picking up. Oh, they're in my ears. Oh, that's horrible. I really hope that picked up on camera. Oh, just how many there were. Oh wow, that composition right there looks nice. Nice arc up. Splendid. Now we've got our gear all here. I won't need our French flag, and I'm also worried about it causing added vibration, so I'll put that down in the ground there. So now we're just going to use our 15 stop. I want to go for a nice long exposure, and it's going to really smooth out the water and the ocean. So yeah, it's going to give us the best effect. Oh, probably the same settings and everything. No need to change it because the conditions haven't changed. So, oh, that horizon isn't very straight, is it? I've done a terrible job there. And I'll just create that exposure. Oh geez, there's a lot of seaweed in this. I'll just have to live with it, you know. I can't change it, can't alter it. Alright, so I've just moved over to the right a little bit, out of that wind. I've moved the camera over as well. Yeah, just getting blasted by the wind and the sand. It really cuts into you, it feels really painful. I wish I wore a jumper, but it's not that hot, that's why I didn't wear one. And also just shifting over, it feels like I've just cleaned up the image as well. I was wanting a little bit more of the front face, but you know, you can't have it all. Going for a square crop, it actually cleaned up the image, it refined it. Having a 4:3 aspect ratio, it just, yeah, felt too noisy, too cluttered. This is making it a little bit simpler. And then I'll just get one from, oh, I'm getting sand in my eyes. Now the clouds are moving in that direction. Now, I would prefer if it was going that way, but I think it might work. You know, lines going that way and lines going that way, I don't know, it's long exposure photography is a little bit more tricky. Yeah, but yeah, you've got to keep your wits about you around here. I do like the formation in this, but I just don't know if it's going to make for a nice photo. I can just imagine someone standing at the top of this, and this little ledge is like that thick. Yeah, it's so thin. Yeah, that little tip right at the top there, right there. Yeah, I can see someone standing on that and falling straight down here, which is a heck of a fall. Which is probably why they've got all these signs and everything. Do not go past these points, and you know, cliff edges and everything. This landscape sandstone is so brittle, it can break really easily. Well, you can probably hear the wind, hopefully, with the sand blowing through. I've got to go back that way. It's going to be absolutely horrendous going back that way. Luckily I've got my glasses with me, so we'll be all right. While my camera's busy taking its photo, what I also like to do is get out my phone. Instead of just sitting back and waiting for the time to pass by, I'll be more productive and I'll start moving around like I have just been doing. I was thinking about there's a rock here, you might be able to see it just a little bit just here in the foreground possibly. I can't tell if that's that. Yeah, there's a rock down here. I was thinking about getting that in, so I thought I'll get down nice and low and see what that looks like, and then have that. But when you're shooting wide, that looks huge in the frame, that looks small. So what my subject matter that I want to capture, my main subject matter, is this, not that. But if I have that in the scene and it looks dominant, then it makes that small, makes the viewer think, I want you to view that rock and not that one. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here. It's nice and sheltered actually over on this side, no real sand getting me. And what I'll do is I'll use the line and shoot up along the side there. Shoot at 16mm, probably change my aspect ratio to 4:3. I think that's going to work quite nicely. Get a bit of sky going. We've got a lot of blue clouds. It's going to thin out for the rest of the day. I had a look out and clear outside, and that's what was forecast. So we're expected about 40% density with the clouds, which we do have. But we've got enough cloud here that will bring us the detail that we want. And having blue sky as well, when you convert it to black and white, you'll get those nice streaks going across. So yeah, once that's finished, I'll bring the camera here, do that photo, and then we'll wrap up this video. Also, what I should mention, since I'm remembering this now, this video is sponsored by On Track Meals. So if you're looking to do an adventure or a hike or anything where you want to get away for a bit and you're not sure what to do for food, well, I highly recommend On Track Meals. They're superb. They've got gourmet meals. It's actually what they do. It's a part of their business. They actually run expeditions around, I think, around the world. So if you're interested, also check out On Track Expeditions. It's their main business. The food is just a side project. They care deeply about what they do. So yeah, if you're interested, go to ontrackmeals.com.au and use the code Phillips and you'll receive up to 10% off your order. So yeah, I will link to that down below. Anyway, let's grab my camera and we'll bring it over here. So got the camera over here. I'm just looking through the view, through the live view, trying to work out what I want. I think I'm gonna have to work out my exposure time again. So whack it into manual. Yeah, it's looking a bit dark. So an 80th of a second. We're probably gonna go with 13 stops. I think that'll be long enough. Since we don't really have the water in the scene, we've got a little. Actually, that's something I've got. Actually, no. What we'll do is we'll go 100 ISO. That way, when we go down 2 stops or 2/3 of a stop, yeah, we'll be able to allow for that. Yeah, I'm trying to work out how much I want in this. We're shooting at 17mm, the widest this lens goes. A bit of a messy foreground, but maybe it might work in our favour, pay dividend. Yeah. And that sky is quite bright. Now we'll see what 100th of a second looks like. Just do a test. Yeah, we're all right. When we were over that way, shooting back towards this, we had more of the sun on the clouds, and it was more dominant. You know, we were shooting more towards the sun as well, so we were getting a brighter exposure. So yeah, what I'll do, maybe an 80th of a second. Let's see what that does. F11, 100 ISO. You know, getting some nice details in there. I'm not sure about if I'm in the right spot. I feel like I am. It's really hard to tell. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to go over to picture profile, and I'm going to change this to a monochrome. Just give me an idea of what it's going to look like. Yeah, that actually helps me a lot better. So the sky is quite blown. I don't want that, so I'll recover that a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll focus somewhere quite close to me here, turn off my info so I can actually see what I'm doing, and just go back and forth with the focus just to see at what point it gets in. So yeah, we're focusing on something about 1 meter away, or about 2 meters I'd say actually, to be honest, and I'll just focus on the furthest point, just check that, move back and forth. Okay, so we might have to move the aperture to an f13, 100th of a second, now to work out our settings. So we're going 100th of a second, f13, 100 ISO, 100th of a second, that's 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Okay, I don't want to do that, so if I change my ISO to 1/25th, that will bring my shutter speed to a 1/1/25th, and that will give it, actually maybe we'll go 5 minutes, bugger it. See what it gives us. 100 ISO, 5 minutes 27, bulb mode, f13, because the camera changed it. We've got our focus, enable bulb mode, 5 minutes, 27 seconds. I did pop my ND filter in my back pocket. It's just the easiest way. It does get a little bit dirty, but you know, the dirt won't show up, to be honest. I can give it a little bit of a wipe down with my shirt. These are very good, very expensive filters, and they're going to be really nice and good for this. And I've just got a bit of sound in my eye. So yeah, now we've got our camera in bulb, we've got our settings dialed in. I'm pretty happy with the level of file information. looking at, I'll show you on my phone. I think this is what I'm going to do from now on for B-roll. So yeah, I've got my exposure just right. So I've got my black detail, as you can see right there. I've got my whites, I've got all that recovered just nicely. As you can see, my red, green and blue, it's all just fine. And yeah, it looks great. So yeah, that's our test shot. You can sort of see it looks a little bit blown out on the camera, but that's deceptive. You always trust your histogram and everything is good there. We don't have anything over to the right here of our histogram, which is showing that it's blown out. It will just be hard up against there and just getting, you know, you'll see it banked. So yeah, that's all good. And now we'll get the shot. So we've got our bulb mode activated in our custom menu. So 5 minutes, 27 seconds. So we're going to be waiting almost 11 minutes for all this. Aspect ratio 4:1. Monochrome just as just to give us a guide of what's going on. Hang on. And yeah, so this adjusts accordingly for the viewfinder. And yeah, now we click this, everything is set. We've got our filter holder on, everything is all clamped down. Just check everything and we're steady. And now press the shutter button to continue. Yeah, this cave here, this little cutout in the rock here, there's a ton of those flies. I've just walked in there and just got a ton of them in my face. I wasn't expecting it. But there's this amazing view. Let me walk you through. I don't know if it's going to show, but yeah, that looks amazing. I'll show it on my phone. The camera won't capture it, but yeah, I've got room to set up in here and it just looks wicked. So that's what I'll do. Why is it not focusing? Put it back in manual. Autofocus doesn't seem to be working right here. Yeah, so I'll get a shot as well through here, as well as looking up. I think it's going to look amazing. It's going to look so good. Getting everything in focus will be the tricky bit, but yeah, we'll just go in with maybe a 10 and a 3-stop. I would love to get a 2-stop and a 1-stop ND filter. Because it allows me to fine tune all my settings and everything. Get it to all where I want them to be. So yeah, we'll get a shot through there very shortly. Now we go into the cave. We put on our 10-stop and a 3-stop now. Hopefully that will give us the exposure time that we want. I can always remove them anyway. Wow, this looks good. Right. Now the tricky bit. Oh. Okay, I'm doing my best to bring you along on this. It's quite dark in here, so I'm going to crank up that ISO. There we go. Right. So I've got my view that I love. A 3:2 aspect ratio. It looks a bit bright in the camera. I'll show you. This is very, very tight. I'm crammed up against the rock right now. So yeah, let's show you on the back of the camera what I'm getting. So that, I swear it looks better, but it just looks incredible. So yeah, getting a nice shot of that, which is lovely. Ow. Glad I'm wearing this cap, otherwise it would be a bit more of a problem. I'm just going to take another test shot to see what that looks like. Okay, just make sure our composition's all right. Oh wow, okay, it wasn't all the way. I wasn't zoomed in all the way. Oh, when I clean my front lens, front element, I think I must have pushed the lens in. Okay, so just bring my shutter speed down. Oh yeah, that's much better. F16, 30 seconds, 100 ISO. It's looking quite bright. I'm wondering if it's a bit too bright. Might go 20 seconds, see what that looks like. All we just want is just a little bit of cloud movement, and since the clouds are moving quite quickly, we should be all right. I'm not sure if I've got diffraction happening or, yeah, what I might do is bring that aperture down by 2 stops, or 2/3 of a stop, change my shutter speed by 2/3 of a stop because we've been allowing more light in, and get that. Yeah, I don't like to go to f16 because you get diffraction and you get softness. Sure, you could try and sharpen it, but it will never look as good as getting the right aperture. Yeah. If I went further around as well, the scene starts to open up too much. I want to keep it nice and framed and looking straight up. It looks fantastic. So I'm going to get my next exposure looking up at that rock face up there, which just looks superb. Yeah, I'm just going to get a quick shot of this, probably put on my free stop as well, just to give me a bit more. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. It's hard to frame up this. This is why I like to use holders, because I can easily just stack filters like that, no screwing, and I can easily remove the holder as well. I know you could use magnetic stuff, but I prefer to do this. So an 80th of a second, f11, 50 ISO. So let's go into our long exposure calculator. This is our last shot of the day. Minute 42. Need to go into the bulb. 30 seconds. So I think I'm going to end the video here. The conditions are changing right now. The tide is coming in a little bit. The wind is picking up, and I think this is Mother Nature telling me I think it's time to move on. So yeah, I'm really happy with the images I got today. Sure, it might not have been to what I wanted. I'll show you an image that I got here last time that I really loved and that I wanted to recreate with my camera and get it right. But you know, it's just one of those things, and I think it's just, yeah, I'm never going to be able to get that image again. So this is probably going to be my last time I'm here. But yeah, really happy with it. I think that spot when we went in that cave and I got a face full of flies is probably my best shot from today. Though I really like this scene and I like this one up here as well. Anyway, I'm getting cold, I'm getting hungry, I'm thirsty as well, and I'm not looking forward to blasting my way back to the car, getting sandblasted by the wind and the sand and everything. But yeah, it's been a fantastic shoot and I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been difficult, challenging and everything, trying to keep the camera dry, trying to keep everything working. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, so yeah, hope you have too. So yeah, if you have, be sure to hit that like button, it really helps out the channel. If you'd like to see more videos, be sure to subscribe. And if you've got any questions you'd like to say anything, pop it down in the comment section below. Anyway, I'm Simon, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Okay, bye for now.